let's talk a little bit about, first off, about the sheet then that you're going to develop. And this, in this case, it was sheet 16 that we were developing. Which is this sheet here. So again, you're going to drag on that unit plan, which has all of the information on it about the unit. And then it's going to have the elevation bubbles pointing to these different elevations that you're also going to drag onto the sheet and put those in. Now when you bring those in, they might have more information on them than you need. Information that's not pertinent to the elevation itself. So in this case, I'm just going to click inside the elevation view. I'm going to right click and I'm going to activate the view. We've done that before, right? So now I'm back in the view. And I obviously have something in here that's my stair landing bubble came in for some reason. So if that comes in, you just hide it in the view to get rid of it. You don't want it in there. And down here on the bottom, actually, it came in and told me that this is the top of the foundation. And since the top of our foundation for this building and the top of the floor are the same, actually underneath that one is the floor. So if I just right-click and hide this one in the view, it's going to tell me it's the first floor anyway. So that's what I want. You might want to size your view bubble a little bit so it's not showing too much. You might be showing something like that, which is actually showing the concrete floor. You don't want to show the concrete floor. You can pull that up. You can turn that off here. Okay. The other thing, when the view comes in, the swing lines or these diagonal lines that go through the cabinet doors tell you where the hinges are. The point is always where the hinges are, right? So I want to change those. We go back to the Modify Line Work tab up here at the top. I want those to be hidden with the little less than and greater than signs on the sides of it. Just click those. Okay, and just change those. On the other hand, we might have a door that's swinging the wrong way. Should have been a left hand instead of a right hand. I don't know that there's anything in properties that will allow us to change that, but we sure can click on those. Let's see if I could change them to invisible lines, and then I could just draw in lines. Okay, so if you want to get that picky, you can do that. Okay, you're telling them which way the door should swing. So the other thing that comes in wrong sometimes is your refrigerator. When you go and put that refrigerator in, I don't know if you noticed, but there are left-hand and right-hand refrigerators. In this case, mine's a left-hand. And if I change that to a okay, now that door handle would mean that it's swinging over in front of the range, and you probably wouldn't want it that way. So you can simply click on it and change it to the right swing. We have a range, we have a microwave above the range, so you need to shorten the cabinet. If you don't find the right cabinet in the program, you can always go edit the type of the cabinet. You would have to duplicate it, and then you can change the heights of it, right? I'm going to cancel that for a second. Likewise, here I have a base cabinet that's a 9-inch base cabinet. You won't find a 9-inch base cabinet in the program, but you can edit the type, duplicate it, call it a 9-inch cabinet. I think the smallest one in the program is 12. Change it to a 9-inch cabinet, then change the width of it to 9 inches after you've duplicated it, and you can have a 9-inch cabinet. The other thing, sometimes on these views, depending on where the cut line is on the view, you might be seeing something that you don't want to see. So let's go back to the first floor plan. Let's go back to the unit plan. And when you hover over this bubble again, or not the bubble, but the section mark, it'll give you this line here that tells you what you're cutting through. And I'm cutting through the dishwasher, right? I can move that line to wherever I want to. If I'm cutting here, I'm not getting all the way through that cabinet. If I'm cutting here, I'm getting through the sink. And if I'm cutting here, I'm getting through the dishwasher. Let's move it to the sink, and let's see what that does. And then we'll go look at that elevation. And now you'll see the sink, right? And you probably don't want to see the sink, right? Hide it in the view. Okay. Maybe you're seeing more of the cabinet than you want to see. Maybe you can just hide the whole cabinet in the view. And now I'm just seeing the corner cabinet, right? So you can hide things that are really not the way you want to see on the elevation by just hiding things in the view. Since I cut through that sink, I am still seeing the lines of where the sink was, or the sink hole is still there. So I was better off where I was at the dishwasher. I'll just undo it and get it back to where it was, right? That's what I wanted. One thing might be the labeling actually of the cabinets. Sometimes, I know in some classes you label them on the cabinet doors themselves or above the cabinet doors. Sometimes you label them on the floor plan view. Sometimes you label them in both views. I would say one or the other. Either label them on the elevation views or label them on the plan view, but don't necessarily have to label them in both views. Okay, on this door swing thing, we can just, rather than do what I just mentioned to you of making invisible lines and then converting them to hidden lines, a better way might be just to mirror the cabinet itself. So in this case, I would go to mirror it here, here. Now I actually have two cabinets there, and I want to get rid of the one that's wrong, so I would click on that one and delete it. And now I have it the right way, and then just change the, so that would be a better way to do it. You can mirror it upon itself and then delete the other one. When you do mirror it, it does create two.